running over you like a lovesick bandit, stealing you away to ensnare you in my schemes. And who wouldn't love the attention that I lost in adoration? Are you feeling lifted out of your hole to the point that you didn't need me? You're not the first person to mistake passion for obsession. I sound like you should run, but I'm what you need. And I know that I've never been casual. I know that I'm much more than a handful. I know every flaw, and I know it ain't all me. How do you like the silence? How do you like feeling that space moves? How does it feel to look down again at your phone and stare at an empty screen? How do you like the questions? How do you like when you find the answers alone? How does it feel to pick yourself back up and try to recapture the high of me? I hear that you're overcorrecting, throwing yourself at a series of playthings who think it's better if they never learned your name. I know you must feel a lot safer. They'll never know your fears, your flaws, or your fantasies when they're hunting you down like some rare prize game. I want nothing but your happiness, but I confess it made me smile to know that you couldn't get down. I went to the rearview mirror, decided I had to leave you stranded, fighting up the walls on the worst corner in town. But how do you like the silence? How do you like feeling the space there was? How does it feel to look down again at your phone and stare at an empty screen? How do you like the questions? How do you like when you find the answers alone? How does it feel to pick yourself back up and try to recapture the high of me?
Welcome to SOB Radio, your soundtrack to Standing on Business. And today we have Slade.
Yes, Slade in the
I am
building.
so excited. Slade is a singer, songwriter, and producer who uses music, fashion, and performance to explore emotion and identity. That is a lot, my love. And I am so excited to have you on today because, as I said, this is called Standing on Business, right? So it's all about how you move and how you hold true to your integrity. And when I met you, I was obsessed, of course. I mean,
Likewise, yes.
But the most important thing was seeing your dedication. Like, I met you and I just knew from the jump that you were all about your performance. You were all about your actual craft, your songwriter ability, your music, and finally doing it for you.
Yes,
And
very
that's
much
the
so.
thing that I love. I think one of the biggest things that I realized, especially in our conversations with you, is that you choose to make and stand on business regardless of whatever the fuck anybody else says. People can throw rocks at you, can do whatever they want, but you pick
And they
yourself back
have.
up.
They
I
try.
know, they really do. But same, sis. Same. And we would just like constantly talk about the fact that life would throw us so many curveballs, but you and I would always get back up. And I always admire how much you would put your all into your performances. Like, genuinely, not just you showing up as a performer, but you're creating this world and you're building this experience, literally from set design to costume to makeup to everything about you. And I love the fact that I didn't know this, but you were a music director.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. How did you get into it?
How did I get into it?
And a pianist?
Yes, I started as a classical
Talented.
pianist. Yeah, when I was 2 years old. Are we on? We good? Yes.
Since 2?
Since I was 2, I know. I was like, I had some big feelings even then that I wanted to get out somehow. It makes me a very good expressive pianist. But yeah, I love theater. I love telling stories through performance. When I was in college, like I obviously went to like go be a performer, go be an actor, and that didn't work out super well for me. Yeah. But they're like
But you know what? The thing about you that I love is you have 7 other backup plans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Well,
like,
it's
no.
like, yeah.
It's like the same exact thing, but you don't mold yourself to fit into a room. You create the room and you allow yourself to shape into different versions of yourself.
Right. And so when that didn't work out, people were like, well, why don't you try music directing? And that was one of the first times I was able to get into like helping people tell their stories through song, arranging pieces, working on new work, and that was so much fun. I got to help so many people find their voice, and this like past year of my life has really now been about telling my own story and finding my own voice.
And I love that. And so when we think about standing on business, what does that mean for you, especially in this year of finally creating that world for yourself and standing on that?
I feel like there's a lot in our lives, a lot of people, a lot of institutions that benefit from making us feel small and scared and like we don't have agency.
Yep.
And standing on business for me just means like, no, I know what's real. I know what's the people around me. I know the impact I have on people, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to shrink or be afraid of like the future I can create for myself. We all have this power in ourselves to like shape the world that we want to see tomorrow, and we can't let anybody forget that. Like,
how did you get that confidence though? Right? I think now, especially if as I say this, right, it's so easy for us to naturally be like, that's a closed door, immediately onto the next because I know it's going to be better and bigger. How did you get to that place though? It takes a while.
It does take a while. I mean, this is kind of my battle armor, I would say.
Right?
When this like person who is Slade, I feel like started as almost like a drag performance character, be in it, that let me explore all these parts of me where I was a very much like button up and tie, very book club, debate club kind of person.
I love
that
it.
had like this
It's
creature
Aquarius
inside me,
in
like
you.
wanting to come out, and I like was able to start exploring that through drag and nightlife performance. And when I moved to New York, like all of it, the entire city was so scary. I basically just turned the whole city into my stage, and now I'm like this person 24/7.
Was there a particular moment where you said that to yourself? I'm going to make the city my bitch. What was that?
I don't know about making it my
okay,
bitch.
never mind,
I love it. we have a reciprocal toxic relationship
All right,
in New York.
you guys are gonna have a nice situation here.
So yeah, we have a very
Healthy relationship, not even a situation.
It really is no. Sometimes it's a situation. It's like you love me, you hate me, you won't talk to me. It's all That's what.
Was there a particular moment where you were like, I'm no longer going to be a victim?
I mean, just.
Because it's hard.
I feel like,
especially here where you get a lot more no's and you get a lot more, these institutions, right? They're trying to mold people into what is palpable or what they think is going to drive people to it. But as artists, that's not our goal. Our artists, we're supposed to express ourselves. So when did you kind of allow yourself to be 100% content with who you are?
Well, I've always been, I would say, a terminally independent person. I don't ever see myself as like a victim per se. I just know like something didn't work for whatever reason, but I know that like I have the agency and the ability to figure out how to do it for myself. And it's like, oh, well, that producer didn't work out. Well, I'm going to figure out how to do it for myself. I'm going to have fun making it happen. Oh, that manager didn't work out. Well, I'm going to figure out how to manage myself.
That's beautiful.
It's like I just take on more hats and figure out how to do things. And what really drives me is just the reaction people have to my music, where they say like, this is the number one song I cried to, or like this is the song that got me through a breakup. And it's like, well, if I have that impact on people, I gotta keep going. Music is what gets me through my day, and hopefully my music can get other people through their day.
I love it. So take me back to when you were 2 years old. How did you get into the piano? Or is your family musicians, artists, creatives? Like,
they were in theater. They're more behind the scenes sort of people. They're like stage people, which is how I'm like, I can MacGyver anything. I can make something look cool and crafty with just like hot glue and duct tape. But yeah, they're both very crafty, creative people. I don't even know how I started getting to it. I think I asked, and my parents, they got me like a teeny tiny like toy piano that was like 1 octave, because they're like, you're gonna give this up, and I was like, no, I'm gonna practice every single fucking day. I want to do this, and I kept showing up and dedicating myself to the craft, and they kept getting me like bigger and bigger pianos until like I had like a real one for myself that I was able to play every single day. And I would sit down, I'd figure out pop songs, I would play my Tchaikovsky, I would do whatever I wanted.
So let's talk about it. Who were some of your early inspirations?
Musically, my mom and we used to listen to like Diana Ross all the time, Tina Turner. Like I love a diva. I feel like I get compared to like a lot of emo music, emo artist, as other people say, but it's like in my heart,
I don't.
love a diva.
Yeah, what? I was like, I don't really see that. That's beautiful. Well, let's take a quick little break now and play one of your other tracks.
Yes.
So, Scare Me. Before we actually jump into that, let's talk about that.
That is my debut track.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Talk to us about that process of how it came together.
Yeah, so the song starts off with this like really driving, pulsating beat, and that's just the sound of my heart going.
Yes, I remember you telling me, and I just love it. I'm sorry to interrupt. I love how visceral it is for you, but you're able to therefore translate what you're feeling in your body to the actual elements of the song you're creating.
Well, I'm not so good with words, so that's kind of my outlet.
I know, but it's the way. I mean, you are good with words. 'Cause you just described your pulsating heart in this, right?
Right.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I was doing a lot of raving at the time. I was going to Basement all the time. So that sounds sort of
shout out to Basement.
Shout out Basement. But the song really is about like the fear of being seen by a partner or by an audience, and like it's what that vulnerability reveals about you and what you desire.
Okay, I love it. So let's play some of it, and then we'll go back to a little bit more because I love to dig into that topic of being seen.
Yes.
Guys, we were jamming out. I don't even know if y'all saw that, but we were going in. Yo, this song was fire. I felt it.
Thank you.
The pulsating beat.
Yeah, and it's like all the little sounds are like all the different
Yeah.
anxieties in my brain going like,
Yes, 100%. So tell me about this. Like at the time, bring us back to the time where you wrote "Scared Me" because it was your debut.
yes.
What were you going through in that space that you feel comfortable sharing, and how did this kind of come into inception?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a weird person when it comes to intimacy, I would say.
Period.
And there was just like this moment where, quite honestly, I was just like, I found myself falling in love with like my best friend, and like all of that, like that feeling of being like, oh my God, I actually want this. I want this person, and I'm like so scared of like everything that could happen, and just like finding out also a lot of the information about their life was like really scary. Quite honestly, they had like, you know, we're all New Yorkers, we all have our trauma.
Oh my God.
So like all the things that they were bringing to my life, their background, their intensity, there's like this carnal desire and everything. Like all of that was overwhelming and scary, but I found myself like, I kind of like the way it scares me.
Why? No, I am the same exact way. It's like, it's this idea that someone is making me feel something that I don't quite yet know how to describe, but it feels so intoxicating. Yeah. It's the best. It's like your creative muse.
They very much are a muse. Right? I would say they inspire a lot of my work in a way. But they're the person, or there's really like two people that put like a fire behind my eyes, whether that's a rage or a sadness or whatever you want to call it.
And so when do you, in this time, when was there a specific moment where you're like, I need to channel all of this, right? We don't even know what it's called, into the song. And what's that first step for you?
I mean, I really just heard like the sound of the chorus like in,
it was
in my
fire.
head. Like I heard that like do 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 do. I was like, okay, wait, this kind of slaps. I want to be able to actually listen to this. So like let me figure out how to make it happen. And the way I do lyrics, especially like in that song, is very like Mad Libsy. I love it. It's like I like da da da. I like da da da. And I was like, how can I make this just sound like raw and crazy? And I'm like, I honestly, I didn't even know what I was making when I made it. And then I sat down and I looked at it and I was like, okay, maybe I'm like really fucking horny.
No, that's how I feel about my mixes. Because with my mixes, I will always be like, there's something that's moving through me. Yeah. And I always create a playlist of songs that like hit me or make me feel some type of way. I will record in one sitting without even knowing what I'm playing. I go into like such a trance. Yeah. And then I listen, I'm like, you need to get laid. Like, you poor thing. Like, some of these lyrics, I was like, let me not post this.
Yes. Well, you know, it's like...
but that's what creativity is supposed to be for us, right? It's the same thing as sexual energy.
Yeah, it very much so.
It is.
And it was like
good that you're using it for you.
Yeah, it was like a safety net. It's like, you know... It's just a song, like it's just a little performance, but like,
but if there's someone
of course,
at
the core of every real performance is, you know, human emotion.
Exactly.
But yeah, there was definitely some wonderful moments where like, it's like I was like, well, I made a fucking banger.
You did.
I was like, okay, so now you're my best friends. I have to like show it to. I'm like, what do you think?
Did you tell them that it was about them?
I don't
think they were inspired.
I think they knew.
Okay.
They
so they're just like.
They're like, good job.
But what I love is the fact that, like, number one, you also self-taught yourself music production.
Yeah, very much so.
I remember that. I remember when I had that weird music producer, and then you're like, I remember all of that, and I was really surprised. How do you do that, right? Because I feel like so many people get stuck at step one. They're like, I will go on YouTube, I'll figure it out. How did you kind of come into your own as a music producer while also being the songwriter, while also being the inception of the actual track? It's a lot of hats that you wear when you're putting a song together.
It sure is. I mean, again, it's like I hear the song as it's supposed to be in my head, and I just like work and work and work until like I can create something as close to like what that is. I did have like a little bit of electronic music. I took like 6 weeks of it in college. Smart. And I don't think I used like much of that. It was all like very like artsy fartsy sound noisy type things and like
fucking around and finding out.
I know.
That's how I created mine.
Yeah. And this, it was like I was like, let me just go back to basics. Like I have something that came out of me. Like let me just start with like a kick and a synth and something simple and like dress it up from here. Scary was the only one thus far that ever like had like a proper like mixing and mastering from like one of my best friends, Kat Anavale.
Shout out.
So because what I made at that time was like not like at the top tier that it possibly could be. So like she put that like final gloss on it. And then like from there I was able to like just figure out, I was like, okay. No one was able to like, for the silence, no one was able to help me out at that time because
but you did that, right?
But
that's the thing, right?
Like,
I think so much of it has to be like, you have to first create it and then everybody else will come and be able to make more of that for you.
Yes. And just like being able to know what it should sound like, just having a good ear, like you can work towards what it needs to be.
I mean, and you have a good ear because you're a pianist. Has any of that skill set been used in your songwriting or in your music production?
1,000%. There was an original show I worked on at 54 Below called The Bard, where I was given just like a list of, basically like 8 similarly sounding songs that didn't have like as much of like a character, and each song I ended up turning into basically a different kind of dance track and like a different genre.
That's so fun.
Right. It was really fun, and I got to do, like I got to arrange for a live band for that one, a live band and like a little bit of synth. But like that was like what really showed me. I was like, oh, I do know how to fully concoct a song. I need to do that with like my own energy. Yeah. Because that was another one where I put a lot of work and hard energy into it, and then I didn't end up getting any credit. I was like, Homegirl was writing the lyrics, the melodies, and all the arrangements, and I was like,
so how do you navigate that, right? Like what was there a particular
contracts?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because I have beef right now with several people. Unsigned contracts. Tell me about that.
I mean,
especially IP, man.
Especially IP.
Oh my God, I get so mad. I'm like, I'm about to sue some of y'all.
I know. I feel like everybody is like very energetic at the beginning of a project, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll share this and we'll share that, and then like, honestly, if it's really good, they're like, actually, I remember myself doing that. Yeah,
all of a sudden it was your idea.
Yeah, it's like, actually, oh, there's money coming in. I think this belongs to me. I'm like, well, hold the phone. You were the one losing sleep over all of this.
You doubted me. Yeah. And then when you saw the momentum was coming, and I was the one that had the magic, now you want to hop on the magic.
Right, so.
Absolutely not. You got to get that magic locked down.
So it's like, I want to believe in every partnership I have, but it's like a prenup. It's like just in case like things go south, or just in case things go really well, like let's just make sure we're all on the same page about like what the obligations are and like whatever the outcome is, like how we can continue showing up for each other like properly.
Yeah. And so when you were talking back to your music director time, were there any specific instances where, I know for me, when I was a creative producer, so many people just could not stand on business or be able to translate the vision I had for themselves that it got me so annoyed that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it myself.
Yes.
You know what, this was like, you know, I always believe that the universe is like, I have to show you it's the vision that comes to you. It's the energy that's being moved through you that's meant to be created by you. Yeah. Do you have a specific moment in that time when, especially even like when you did all of that, the ballads, of course, even if it was with other people, like how do you stand up for yourself in that moment? Or what was that like for you? Well,
it kind of goes back to the fear of being seen, like starting out the whole like musicness of everything. I was honestly hiding behind a lot of other people, and like, and you know, I was like, oh, I don't always know how to show up for myself, but like if I have an obligation or a deadline for somebody else, like I'm gonna make that happen. And I kept showing up for other people, and I kept showing up for other people, and they just like kept not showing up like in the way I thought they were going to.
And then they would drag you into hell. In the process. I'm like, wait.
And eventually, like, what am I? It's like, if I don't need anybody, what am I doing here? Yeah. I have my own stories. I have my own abilities. Like, if you want to go and like call yourself the artist, go and do it yourself. And they never do.
And that's kind of, I know that scared me was about your friend, but you talked about the idea of the fear of being seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's about it was about a friend, but it was also about like the relationship between an audience and a performer.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like, what's that relationship for you? How would you describe the world that you're bringing into people, especially because is it pronounced joie de mort?
Joie de mort.
Joie de mort.
Yeah.
I actually took French. Why am I bad at it? I literally have
It's
a
like
list,
joie
so
de
I
vivre, like the
can-
joy of life, but
joie
it's the
de
joy of
mort.
death, a
So,
little death.
Yeah, how did that translate into now your performance series?
Yeah, joie, that's a whole conversation. But
I'm
that,
pumped.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
But that was an immersive performance, dark pop spectacle that I used to also explore some difficult relationship things that I was going through. But at the very top of the show, I did like use Scare Me to open it because I've hidden behind a piano for so long. I've hidden behind a lot of things for so long. And in that moment, I was like, I'm now starting to reveal myself to an audience. And once again, like there's my heart like pounding, and I'm so full of anxiety and self-doubt. But it's like, at the end of the day, I love the way the audience scares me. I love what it reveals, like what my performance, my music reveals about myself and what it reveals about the person who's listening to it.
And I love it only because I'm about to bring astrology into it. You're an
Yes.
Aquarius sun?
I'm not. I'm
You're
a
an
triple
Aqua-
fire.
you're
I'm flaming.
Leo.
Yes, Leo sun, Leo rising, Sagittarius moon.
I just love it because I think what it was to me was just, again, how much of your fire you're channeling to your work.
Yeah.
And it's seen through that. But what do you do for yourself that's not seen to the eye, that you're able to be you? Like, is there a part of you that the world hasn't seen quite yet? Or is what you choose to keep private?
Is there a part of me that the world hasn't seen yet? I mean, I'm trying to get better about revealing more and more of myself to the world. I like to say that I'm like a cryptid. I'm like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. It's like I'm a little notorious, and like sometimes I'm like blurry in the background of photos. Like if you're really lucky, you might catch a glimpse of me.
I love it.
But as I like make more music and make more things that like speak to people, I just try to put more and more of myself out there. I didn't even have an Instagram until like a year ago. I really just like to hide in the shadows. So I feel like there's so much of me that the world has not seen. There's like so many songs, so many outfit ideas, so many performances that are like we're just getting started, and it's
I first off love your style. Can you stand up for the viewers to see your shoes? Your shoes kill me.
Wait,
I know, right? I was like, you gotta
where's the
stand.
camera?
The camera's right there.
Yeah.
Literally, your outfit is to die for. How did you make that transition stylistically? Because you were talking about wearing all like khakis, debate club, and then now I see this beautiful ensemble.
Oh,
how was that
thank you.
transition for you? That's another way of expressing yourself, right? I find like creatively,
Very much so.
that's you.
That was one of the first
And then
ways.
you did my little
Yeah,
thank you.
give me nudge. It was really COVID, quite honestly. Like we were like
COVID.
fucking stuck in the
How was your
house.
COVID time? Let's talk about it.
It was a period of a lot of introspection, I would say, but I did spend like just a lot of time in the house, and there was nothing to do, so I started like getting into like makeup and fashion and like taking like 3 hours to do a look, and I was like, well, no one was going to see me, so I was like, I could just like be who I was behind closed doors and like start to figure out like what my own genuine style was. Like when I first moved to New York was right at the beginning of 2020. Like January, I was there for like a couple weeks, and then everything shut down, and already I was like, it wasn't working for me, like who I was, what my relationship to the city was, all those things. So I kind of like, I went back home, I explored what I really wanted, who I was, and I was able to like now like come back to the city with a much like fuller understanding of who I am as a person.
That was me too.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh. I mean, my journey started with me moving to New York, working in tech.
Really?
Yeah, look at me right now here.
You have too much creative energy to be a tech. I mean, I'm sure you're great in tech because you're great at everything.
I know,
but
you're so I was a project manager.
that does not surprise me.
I was a project manager, so I made everybody stand on business, and then I moved
Yes.
into strategy and operations. A men's hair loss brand called Keeps. Shout out to Keeps.
Shout out Keeps.
I
Oh
know.
yeah, we love Keeps.
We love Keeps. Make sure that, no, it's an interesting time because I just remember having to launch new products and going through old customer reviews and just having to review people who unsubscribed, and they're like, my balls turned blue. I was like, that's not because of the medication, sir.
Yeah, that's something else. We should go to a doctor, but that's not
And
us.
then
Next.
interviewing them, I'm like, I know too much about men's reproductive health. I know. But yeah, I think for me, it was one of those things where I I had extreme burnout. I was working at this company. I didn't have any support whatsoever. I literally reported to the CEO, and it had 500. That my whole life has been me being pushed into leadership roles, and I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Well, that's the best person who should be a leader. It's like, the king should be the person who's dragged kicking and screaming to the throne.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want it, but here I am.
Yeah.
But I am grateful for that, because in that time I became a Pilates instructor. And it was in Pilates instructing that I completely remembered that I loved learning. Like, I loved being able to get lost in something. I lost my creative fire. I just lost fire for life in general, because I became a part of the cog in the wheel. Like, I just went into the system. I got my paycheck. I went out and did my little treats, but I felt empty, and I didn't realize what it was. I was looking and searching for something, and it wasn't until I got back into my body through Pilates, and remember that I was a biology major too. So I was like, how did I end up here? And I ended up starting my business, and in my business, I also went the same type of route of following what all these other gurus online are talking about getting clients. And I burnt out. Again, I was making the most money, and I burnt the fuck out. And I caught one of my clients cheating on his wife.
Did you tell her?
With the accountant.
Oh my gosh. Drama.
And the worst part was, I'm over here helping them build something, and then I just see the accountant walking, and I was like, you look a little too good. And then I was like, yeah, I literally was like, I gotta cut it. Yeah, and so September, I ended up I just went home. I had to recalibrate. I had to figure out myself. I had to heal my relationship to home as well. And I think that was a very big thing, because I realized I was being someone else out there, but I also didn't know who I was at home. I just never had. I've always been extremely displaced in life. I always felt like an alien of some sorts. Like, I was just placed into this family, and I tried to make it work. Then I came here, tried to make it work, but then I just had to make the world around me work, not just it's me. I am who I am, and I'm not shifting or changing or fitting myself into a space. And then I came back, and I was like, New York, you're my bitch.
Yes, this time it's personal.
This time it's personal. Now I'm coming for you.
Yes.
Now we're standing on business, but with love and with care and affection and reciprocity.
Exactly.
It's like one of those things now where no one can really take you off of that high, like that pedestal you finally put yourself on.
Yeah, I put so many other people on.
And that's the thing that I was going to say. I feel like when you are a person just like you, who has so much creative energy and fire, you have so many ideas. It doesn't matter who gets the quote unquote glory, right? At the end of the day, you have 7 more million ideas that they had nothing.
Right.
And so I went to transition into talking about the silence now.
Oh boy.
Let's talk about that. So now we know Scare Me. Silence came after or before? Silence came after.
The Silence was the second single.
And so where were you in that time and space?
So the friendship had fallen apart a little bit at that point, I would say. But I don't know. It's like, I don't need to go into too much detail. You can ask, like, what is Bad Romance about? But is the answer ever going to be as interesting as the song? No, Bad Romance is
but that's what the music is supposed to do, right?
But it's kind of, I like to think of it as my, like, Since You've Been Gone, or my, like, Good For You, where it's like, you're so much worse off without me, and it's it's never true. Don't write that song, because it's never true.
You are, they're sitting down they're watching you now on a radio show. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, that's a Scorpio, man, petty.
It's a song that's a little bit difficult to talk about, just because it's so personal to me. The lyrics are, like, so visceral and so intense, and, like, that the production of it is also very much like, there's all these, like, bleeps and bloops and everything. Like, it's a rock song at the core, but there's all these, like, digital tears and artifacting and everything. It's like all those pings are kind of like unanswered messages, if you want to think about it that way. And that, like, when you get to the bridge and it slows down and there's, like, a single ping, it's kind of like, the image I had in my head was, like, of the, like, Gatsby light across, like, the like pond, where it's like just one flash of green. Daisy. And it's like, just notice me. I'm, like, throwing big parties, just hoping you're gonna show up one day.
Oh my god. Yeah. Literally, it sounds a little too close to home.
Well, yes, it's a song that has certainly resonated with people. That is for sure. There was, like, this is the song that got me through a breakup. This is the song that I cried to every single day. And it's like, well, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And I love that you do that. And I love that you're explaining it in this detail, because I can already feel it.
Yeah.
It hurts. Okay, well, yeah, go ahead.
I don't even totally know what I was going to say, but it was like
Well,
my world was just like all
Yeah.
of this giant, immense, vast silence. That's all I felt and all around me when
Yeah.
this relationship was like falling apart. And what the song was, I just tried to capture that feeling of like isolation and
Yeah.
rage and confusion and all those things. So.
Oh, okay. I'm excited to hear
Yes.
that. Now my heart, it hurts.
With a catchy chorus, of course.
Of course. We have to
With a
shake
hook.
up.
I was
We have
like,
to
I would
shake
make
up.
this the fucking catchiest song ever, so you can never fucking forget about me, bitch.
Literally shake ass. Shake ass.
You're gonna hear this on every fucking radio, and you're gonna hear it right now. This is the silence.
Hey, and with that, this is the silence.
My God, was it hot when it started with me fawning over you like a lovesick bandit, stealing you away to ensnare you in my schemes. And who wouldn't love the attention that a lesson adoration that you feeling lifted out of your hole to the point that you didn't need me. You're not the first person to mistake passion for obsession. I sound like you should run, but I'm what you need. And I know that I've never been casual. I know that I'm much more than a handful. I know every flaw, and I know it ain't all me. How do you like the silence? How do you like feeling that space moves? How does it feel to look down again at your phone and stare at an empty screen? How do you like the questions? How do you like when you find the answers alone? How does it feel to pick yourself back up and try to recapture the high of me? I hear that you're overcorrecting, throwing yourself at a series of playthings who think it's better if they never learn your name. I know you must feel a lot safer. They'll never know your fears, your flaws, or your fantasies when they're hunting you down like some rare prize game. I want nothing but your happiness, but I confess it made me smile to know that you couldn't get down. I went to the rearview mirror and saw that I had to leave you stranded, setting up the walls on the worst corner in town. But how do you like the silence? How do you like feeling the space there was? How does it feel to look down again at your phone and stare at an empty screen? How do you like the questions? How do you like when you find the answers alone? How does it feel to pick yourself back up and try to recapture the high of me? Okay, I'm a bit immature, aired my weakness for the whole world. Sorry that it just so happened to be you. I swear that I'll never be messy, never call you crying about the wreck you left me. So have it in your heart to excuse a song or two. Cause you know that I hate the silence. Know that I hate the space where I was. Know that I hate to look down again at my phone and stare at an empty screen. You know that I hate the questions. Know that I hate finding all the answers alone. Know that I have to pick myself back up, 'cause I know in the end you don't miss me. My God, it was hell when it started.
Amazing. That was Silence by Slade.
That was the silence, the loudest song ever.
Oh my God, exactly. No, I really felt that in my chest.
I know. It's like that. I tried to like go back and clean up the vocals so many times and like re-record it, but like I just kept going back to like the one take where I was like in my bedroom, like drunk and angry and sad and just like screaming into my mic. And I was like, nothing's beating this. We're just, that's what we got to go with.
Also, something that we were just talking about, I've noticed that so many of your covers are your body parts, and you are now slowly
I'm slowly facing myself. Yes.
Yeah, talk to us a little about that. Like, was that an intentional choice, and what is that relationship to the visibility of, that your face being on the cover art, or that essence of that?
When I was making the Scare Me cover, and these covers are like, again, she's a DIY girl. These are all like my front-facing camera, like propped up on a stack of books that I like, just.
But like that's the thing that so many people want. They want this amazing, perfect, polished thing that they see online, when in reality this hits.
Yeah.
And it helps you see your vision and keep going.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of references I wanted to pull in the cover for Scare Me, for example. Like it kind of feels like a decapitated body. It feels like he's a very not so good person, but like the aesthetic of Terry Richardson, where it's like that high contrast, like flash sort of thing. But like I also wanted to like refer to like a lot of my pop divas that inspired me. Like,
who are they? Let's name them.
Well, there's the Chaps. I was like, this is a freaky deaky song, so I'm gonna have my Christina Aguilera dirty moment.
Love that.
There's like the title of like the song is like carved into my arms.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. I was like, ouch.
Yeah, no, it's just
really
some red eyeliner.
Oh my God.
And so
I looked at that. I was like, please don't say what.
But it's also like somebody who does really like inspire a lot of my writing is like Taylor Swift, and she used to like write her song lyrics on her arms. So that's just like the like scary version of that. And then also like her 1989 album cover with like there's no head. So like there you go. It's like this. I love a fandom. I love a pop girl, and I was like, the girls who get it, they're gonna get it.
Exactly.
And then when I did the Silence, I like, the outfit very much tells the story, and like that is an outfit.
The little nipple.
The little nipple, yeah.
Nipple.
But there's like the whole outfit, the fur, and everything. That was like an outfit that I wore on the cover of like the residency that I had at Bar 9, and like that's somebody that I fell out with, and so I sort of like wanted to allude to that, and then the lyrics this time are like called like they're on my heart, because like the song is like truly from the heart, like it really was ripped out of me.
I felt that.
Yeah.
I was like, I really need to go home and write. That really brought up some things.
Yeah.
But like that's the reason that I love music, because your experience is not going to be a one for one, but I felt what you said, and I felt the energy behind it, the screams, I did hear the ping, and that's what music is supposed to do. And I feel like because music, especially like pop music, rock music, I feel like a lot of it has been so mainstream, so formulaic that people are like, why does it not hit anymore? And it's like, because no one's soul is in it, but like I can feel that for you.
And I love the formula, the math of pop music.
It makes sense.
I like, maybe I'm gonna go off and like do some crazy like symphonic like multi-movement thing at some point. But right now, I like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and I want to see like how I can fit these more like complicated lyrics and different sounds and ideas into that formula in a way.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the part though, right? Because the song lyrics come from you. Yeah. The elements that you're building around this also come from you. Yeah. So yes, the formula helps, but when the formula becomes like AI.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it's so obvious when songs are AI now too. I'm like, I get heated. I'm like, bro,
it literally means nothing. It's like it doesn't matter how good AI gets. There's no intentionality behind it.
No
so
horror.
Like, what is even as a reason? What are we doing here?
I think the only thing that's kind of concerning for me a little bit talking about the AI art is that you have to actually be connected to your body to recognize that this is an AI song.
That's true.
Because other people are like, oh, it's a catchy beat, and I'm like, do you not feel that?
I know a lot of people just like they have it as like on in the background, and they're not like intentionally listening, or they don't give a fuck. But like when you make art and when you make music, it's like immediately clear that like there's no soul behind it. There's also like a bunch of like defects and weird things going on. Like I'm like, what? I had a beat that a producer had me working on once, and I was like, why is there all this weird digital artifacting? I was like, you didn't actually fucking make this. You're a fraud and you're a phony. Get out.
So sad.
It's like, I know you think you're fooling other people, but like anybody who knows what they're doing, like this is trash.
I think that I will say, right, I'm not no devil's advocate, but I'm a person who tries to see where this conversation's going, where AI is a system. A system needs people to run it, right? The people who are running it don't have souls. So therefore, whatever is being produced is also soulless. I have found that with AI in general, it's a bit helpful as like a thought partner, right?
Yeah.
I think it's been at least like let me look at that first draft and see if this is a vision that's in my head and if it's translating. But then to publish that and make it your own, I think that's where I'm like, or like maybe recreate it yourself, or maybe like make some essence of it where like so much of this world is so focused on instant gratification and just putting out the most catchiest song. How do you as an independent artist steer clear from that and all of the like numbers and metrics and streams, because you just hit 5,000, right?
Yeah, well, 10K overall, but
10K, let's go.
Let's go.
So like, how do you stay committed to that with all of this extra noise out there that's, you know, sometimes annoying to see, right? Like you see this AI artist who's blowing up and you're like,
what does that even mean though? Because like, are the streams even real? It's like, it's bots playing for other bots.
Too.
Like the internet is not fucking real. What's real is the people around you and the reaction they're having to the art that you make. I love a process. The Silence took me 8 or 9 months to like fucking birth into creation. And throughout that time, I was like learning how to like clean up the lyrics, how to clean up the production. I didn't have anybody who was like able to mix and master it. And at like a certain point, I just had to put the pen down, and it was so rewarding to have something that I worked so hard on to call my own, and that like also spoke to other people. You could have a great song that is listened to by like a bunch of people that like, it maybe even speaks to them, but if you didn't like write it, if you didn't make it, then like what does it even mean? It doesn't mean anything. I don't get into the habit of using any sort of AI. I've never opened up a ChatGPT. I don't know. Everything's the AI at this point. I probably accidentally used it or engaged
even
with it.
Even Google, right?
I know, right?
Like I feel like I catch myself just looking at the Gemini summary and I was like, girl, scroll down.
Yeah, but it's like, I love the process of discovery. I love the process of learning. I love failing, and I like trying over and trying new things and just continuing to explore how to get better at something all on my own.
I love that.
It just simply does not speak to me as a person, anything AI.
No, it doesn't.
And also a lot of it is like people in, you know, underprivileged areas, like getting pennies on the hour to like do the work in private and pretend that it's like it's a machine. You know what I mean? Like it's all a scam. It's all a fraud, and you put energy into real things and real music and real people around you. That's all I have to say.
I love it. So going back to a little bit of your background. So at Bar 9, right? Talk to me about that time, because it's no longer there. What kind of experiences did you have at that time, and what light bulb moment did that give you about your journey?
Ooh, that one was really fun. This was my first little residency in New York. This was a weekly piano show that I did with a friend that was called Afters. And this was the first time I really got to creative direct something. I came up with the concept, I came up with like the description of the event, and I like did the shoot and everything, and just like how you package something makes so much of a difference. The gift is so much better when it's presented with a bow. You know.
And I feel like that's what so many events and experiences are missing. Like so many people just want to say they got the thing done, and I'm like, you half-assed it, bro.
Right. It's all fun. It's all part of the process. But that one was like, I was shifting out of theater and a little bit more into pop music. So we had like some of our songs that we like prepared, like pop covers. It was very like. Did
you have a go-to that the crowd loved? Like any kind of ones? That you
we did a lot of like 2010s like glittery poppy like pop girls. So we did like Kesha, we did like Pink, we did Lady Gaga. People really, I think they really loved my Bad Romance and Abracadabra type songs. And then we had some duets too. That was more like theatery. We had like Suddenly Seymour, but then we also had like pop versions, like duets that we would, or like solos that we would turn into
How much of that was like improv versus like practice and you know structure, right?
Right. Well, we did try and like put together a whole list of songs that we could do like off the bat, but we were also, it's a request show, so people would come up. They give you $20 and be like, play this song, and it's like you just got to be able to fake it. And they would sing and I would play. So it's being able to work on the fly, and I get an understanding of like what makes a pop song, and it's like, okay, well, I don't really know Tennessee whiskey. It's not something that I listen to a lot, but like it's the
Yeah,
same
how
couple
do you
chords
do
over and
it?
over, and it's
Yeah.
like if you can get into a groove with the singer, they can sort of like lead you in a way. It's like, oh, okay, like I think
Yeah,
I'm
so it helps
playing what you
you-
want.
Yeah, so it's helping you like think on your feet a lot faster.
Very much so. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But sometimes they're like, okay, this is like from my audition book, like some
Yeah.
Jason Robert Brown. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you got a 50? No? Okay, next.
But I love that because you had to stand your ground on a lot of
I was
it,
like, we'll
right?
see if we get to it. Anyways, this is Piano Man.
I love that. And so have you used any of that for your own world that you built with Joie d'Amour?
Joie d'Amour. Yeah.
And tell people it means
that is the joy
death.
of death.
I love
because
it.
it's about death and rebirth into this bigger, greater person.
I love it. So how did that name come to you?
Um,
I love that because for me, I will be like, I will toss a question out because I can't actually act on something fully until I know the name of it because it helps them put the visual together for me of how it's going to conceptually come to life.
Yeah, it's it's a play on a lot of things. It's a play on like La Petite Mort. It's a version of Joie de Vivre, and I wasn't feeling a lot of the joy of life at that moment. I was feeling a lot of dark and downness. It's one of those things that you think and you think and you think and you think about. Honestly, I'm really good the night before.
I just go to bed and I wake up.
Like every time I have a project, I would have one due in school or something. I'd like try and like do it in the months leading up. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And then it's like the night of, I'm like, okay, now I know what this needs to be.
Okay, so I had to also realize that I have been conditioned to believe that way is wrong. Like I shouldn't. It's called procrastination. I'm not procrastinating. I'm collecting information. I'm collecting the good, the bad, the aha moments, and then they all come together like a blah, blah, blah.
Right.
There you go, right? And and that's the anxiety that I would get behind it because I'd be like, I should be already having the decision by now. But everything happens at a specific timing and at its own pacing. And that's exactly what I always do. Everything always comes together at the end. It pisses me off though.
I know.
Because I'm just like, I need it now. And it's like, well, no, you haven't actually lived through certain experiences yet that you need to live in order to get a certain puzzle piece.
Right.
And so it's like you're collecting a puzzle and now this is your whole lovely picture. So,
is the whole picture,
so how would you describe the picture of your immersive performance experience?
It was a circus of my own creation, which is
that.
kind of how I describe my relationships as well.
Yes. Is it like they're clowns?
I was the clown.
No!
We have, there's so much amazing art and performances going on that are very clown themed that I'm now aware of. But in that moment, I was feeling like a clown and I was feeling like a freak show, both in terms of like performing for an audience and in terms of performing for a person. And that's what came out of me in that moment.
Yeah.
I really wanted to use that space to like highlight all these amazing different types of like queer artists around me. So like it was like Slade's freak show in a way, freak in a loving way. It was kind of like a woke P.T. Barnum, if you will. But there was like burlesque performers, drag performers, other like indie artists, and then like in the center of it, like I was the biggest freak of all.
I love it.
And then that's how I like. And then I use that space to like premiere a bunch of these songs and a lot of ones that you haven't heard yet still.
I know.
And like
They'll come out when they're ready.
Like to like join the 3-ring circus in a way.
Yeah.
And then throughout the course of the evening, the performance, I like escaped the circus. I brought the audience into a whole different room, did part of the performance there, brought them back to the dance floor.
I love the
It was like
movement.
a whole flowing situation. I'm very inspired by like immersive theater, like Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 and Sleep No More, and these really intimate, like visceral experiences. And I wanted to like bring that to how I do pop music.
Yeah. So walk us through an experience. Like what is the first step or what are the key things that you consider in creating an experience for someone that's walking into your world, and how do you want them to feel when they leave?
You have to think about every single step of the process. Like when I was studying theater in school, like it was very site specific. It was like as soon
Like
as
sight as in like what they're seeing?
like
Or
where
the
you are
location?
and like how you can maximize the use of every space that you're in, like walking around and
teach
using
me. I'm
yeah
learning right
so
now.
like
Hold on, I'm like, where's my notebook? Where's my
right
pen?
so it's like
Oh, wait, this is recording.
I was like I was given I basically I was talking to one of my friends at work in nightlife and I was like, I want a night, and they're like, here's your night and here's the venue it's going to be at. So I just like walked around the space and I was like, okay, what are new and creative ways that we can use like this area within this area? It's like we don't just have to use the regular dance floor area. We can use like the bar area. We can use the seating area. We can use like this like.
Because you did it at Rash, right?
I did it at Rash.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. R.I.P.
So,
But they had multiple spots.
right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, R.I.P. Rash.
R.I.P. Raj. I never
such
really
a
got fully
beautiful-
paid back for that one. So
Also,
whatever.
another one. I'm just constantly adding more list of people that got fucked over, and I'm gonna go and
Yeah.
ruin them.
But it's like, yeah, truly.
Fuck them.
But it's like every single area you're in can like shift the mood. How you even like walk into a space, like what you're originally greeted with,
Yeah.
already starts like the performance in and of itself.
Oh
it's
my
not
God,
just
this
like
is so
yeah,
fun.
yes.
Okay, tell me more.
So it's like I had like this like giant clown, the barker, if you
Yeah.
will, was the
barker?
He was the carnival barker, but you know
What does
his-
that mean?
It means that his bark was worth on his bite.
I like that.
But you know, a barker is because I had multiple characters in this
Okay,
performance
okay,
of real.
okay, so there's
So
like
the
a-
barker is like the person who's like, step right up, you
Yes,
come
yes,
come
yes, yes.
inside and see the show, and like so I had that character like wandering about to already like bring you into the
Yeah,
world of like we're in this
wow.
like Coney Island freak show experience, and like we're on Nerve, we're in a different world. It's like dark and smoky, and we're like stepping into like we're opening the portal to a whole new world. It's not like we're just
love
like
it.
walking up to the bar and throwing off our jackets. It's
Yeah,
like you're already
exactly.
in there, and like and
Yeah.
that can build up the excitement and the tension
I mean, that's
and the
exactly
fear.
what it's like going
Yeah.
into a circus, right? You get greeted with like the woo,
Yeah.
and you're like, what's happening? It's like the
Yes.
moment of just like not confusion, but like disorienting because you
Yes.
kind of spin them and then you bring them into your world.
Yes, and you can open yourself up to all these emotions and experiences that you wouldn't normally get on, you know, your regular trip to the bar or whatever.
Yeah, you know, you wouldn't. So you start off with the moment that you walk in. That's
Yes.
extremely important. I'm taking notes. All right. So then from there, and also
Like, what is the
using
music? Who's there? What are we seeing? What are we feeling? What are we doing? All of these
Yeah.
things, like that is all part of your night and all part of your performance.
What's your favorite part about this? Is there a
Um,
specific moment where you're like, I'm gonna get lost in this part?
I like the creation of it. I had like
I know you love the process.
I
but-
know. I had a day where like I had like a teeny tiny team for that one, which was Dot, Daryl, and Kai, who like I was basically like, we're all gonna have to do a lot of things, and I know you're
Yeah.
reliable, and you're all basically Swiss Army knives. And like I gave like some of my ideas, and we all got to sit down one day, and they all had brought like their sketchbooks and their concepts, and we got
Yeah.
to like meld our ideas, and then go out and like thrift a bunch of like clothes that
So
we were gonna tear
fun.
about, and like remake into new
Yeah.
outfits, and just like find different trinkets and you know. Set dressing pieces to build this world together,
Yeah.
and that
I
that was
love
probably
that.
like one of my favorite like New York experiences ever. Just being like around other creative people who are like in line with my vision
Yeah.
and seeing like what we could do with like you know a hot glue gun and a dream.
Oh, I love it. And so how do you balance that, right? As a person, it's like, this is my experience. How do you balance the creative idea and vision you have while also allowing people's input in without necessarily, you know, holding your ground? I find that for me, sometimes I fold. But also sometimes when I don't know what exactly it looks like and I'm still building it as it goes, I kind of let others' ideas infiltrate it. And then at the end, I'm like, this is not what I wanted. How do you balance that fine line of holding true to your integrity and what you're building while also allowing room for their input?
I mean, you just gotta have the right people around you. Quite honestly, I always like to start with like a blue sky projection of like. Forget limitation, forget resources. What's the like
That's what
biggest,
I do, yeah.
like best version of this that we could all dream, and then like we can start to whittle down based on like what our resources are. And I just like having people around me that are like flexible and have like a bunch of different ideas
Yeah.
and aren't like necessarily like this one idea is well if they really have a baby then they have a baby, but it's like I don't necessarily have to like fight for this particular idea because I have like 1,000 different ideas that could all be amazing. And at the end of the day, like it's really just on in that particular instance, it's just on me to be like, these are the ideas I like, these are ideas from other people, these are the ideas I like for me, and at the end of the day, it's my work, it's my legacy, if you will.
Yeah.
And I just
And
have
you're standing on business.
right, exactly. And I'm standing on business, and so like I have to follow like what feels right
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so after your experiences, after everything is done, how do you want your everyone who's participating to leave feeling?
Well, I know how they did leave feeling, and a lot of people said it was the best club night ever.
Hell
so,
yeah.
because they're like, the music was good, the performances were good, it was artsy. But like, what was really great was people were saying like, I got chills at multiple points. Like that really spoke to me. Like they might not know exactly what was going on or exactly what every single detail meant, but it's like it's real. It communicates something, and like hopefully they can use it to reflect on their own experiences or relationships, and hopefully feel stronger. Because at the end of the performance, like the character that I'm playing, myself, I guess, is hopefully like finding their own strength as a person and as a performer within themselves. And
how do you get into character? Or do you like on the day of your performances? What's your process like? I know for me, whenever I DJ, I go through a very I have a ritual, right? Because it's so important for me to feel not good, but connected to myself, and also in a place where I feel grounded enough. Because when I DJ, I'm a vessel, right?
Yes.
And so I have to allow the energy of not just myself and what I'm moving through, but high key the audience and the experience I'm creating for them to be translated. Do you do anything in particular leading up to it or on the day of or even after, right? Because you needed a moment to just cleanse yourself.
I really wish I could say that I could do all of that, but
Yeah,
you know,
facts.
when you're like your
Basically.
own production person, like you're unfortunately wearing so many hats that it's like leading up to it. What am I doing? I'm carrying like 1,000 bags of lights and smoke machines and setting that up, figuring out the sound check. Then when I get in the door, like I'm also hosting the event, so I'm having to like greet every single person there, make sure they're having a good time, work things out with the bartender, make sure everything's going properly. And then when it comes time to do my set, then I have to like switch into like, okay, now I'm in performer mode. Now I'm blah, 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 blah. And now I'm back to hosting. And now I have to make sure everything's settled with the bar. So it's like, I would love to say I have this like deep journey of like
Do you do
connecting
anything
with
afterwards though?
a
How do you
clean up,
celebrate yourself?
sweep, and mop.
Lord, we need to get you some hands.
Yeah, you know, she
Get
is a
Slade some
one.
hands.
Yeah, right. You know, she's a one.
No, I
man
respect
pop
it.
star machine.
I mean, that's the thing that we have to understand. We have to also learn that we have to wear all these different hats because I mean, because I'm not a perfectionist. I'm the eldest, so I like things a certain way. If I am able to get into what a producer does, event curator, the stage direction, I know what my vision. I know how to translate the vision better, right? And that's important for us to be able to do so that what we're trying to create can be actually felt. But it's so important to still take time for yourself. So how do you do that for you? What does celebrating Slade look like?
I don't think I do it enough, quite honestly.
Yeah,
It's like, I know. It's like I clean up, I sweep, I go to bed, and then I got to clock in for work in the morning. So
You know what? Hustle hard.
yeah, she keeps going. And it's like, okay, that happened. All right, what's the next thing that we're doing?
Yeah, but I also find that, like, you know, being able to go back into your creative bag is very therapeutic, right?
True.
It is. Is there a particular moment when you're not necessarily creating for an end goal or an outcome, where you're just fucking around and finding out? And what does that look like?
Very much so. Like it's like these songs, they just come to me. Just the other night, I had like a whole new idea coming. I was actually at like a rave, and I was like, hold on, somebody's gonna be. I like went to the back. I like wrote the whole thing down. I was like, sorry guys, I gotta go, and I like left. I was like, I produced. I like recorded a demo.
That's standing on business.
Yes.
When a creative impulse comes, you don't don't be like, it's gonna come now, girl. Get it right. My notes app crazy, bro.
Yeah,
but the thing
it's about
is
the
like,
diligence of like completing your ideas. Because I used to have like all these little bits and bobs of like hooks that would come to mind, and I never did anything with it.
No.
But it's like if you sit down, it's like the universe will give you a little gift of an idea, but you have to be the person to like see it to its continuation, or else the universe will give the idea to somebody else.
Period. I actually read this book called Big Magic, and that's exactly what it was talking about. It's written by the author who wrote Eat, Pray, Love. Definitely check it out. It's all about how to live a creative life, which is what we're doing, where it's like you have to allow yourself to be so open to experiencing life and being so present that these ideas come to you.
Yes.
And it's not saying you need to immediately act on it from a place of scarcity and it's going to go to someone else, but there's a reason that it came to you, and you're supposed to have that level of diligency to write it down, but also trusting yourself to know that you're going to come back to it.
Yes.
How were you able to build that trust within yourself to collect this, all these little informations, downloads?
Yeah.
And is there a specific feeling in your body that you know when it's time for you to sit down and lock in?
I try to sit down and lock in all the time. It's
Oh,
like,
I
honestly,
love-
it's like,
you are the definition of standing on business, and I respect. It's the fire energy. I love it.
it's like, I know what I want to see in nightlife, in performance, and I know the songs that I want to listen to, and ain't nobody else going to do it but me. So
Period.
it's like, if that's what I want, I have to sit down and I have to make it every single day.
I just admire the hell out of you. I just want to say that. Like,
Thank you.
I think that like there's a level of intensity that I usually bring into conversations and relationships that like in this manner where I'm like I know who I am and I know where I'm gonna go. Either you're with me or you're not.
Exactly.
And I've been told I was a bitch, so I was like, oh, I need to taper that down. But it's been a journey of being like, no, you just can't hang, bro.
Right.
Like I think that's the thing where it's like at the end of the day we're so people forward because we want to see everybody win.
Yeah.
And I think I also enjoy being able to create spaces for people to position them in that space to win.
Very much so.
And you do that with your performance. Like,
Yeah.
I think I love the fact that you're bringing people in who you see. And I guess I'm assuming that you know who you want already a part of your team and you see their potential in them. And so many people just don't do that nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's my life, it's my dream. It's why would I be lazy with my dream? You know?
You are just, you're very, that's rational, logical, but someone who's hearing that would be like in one ear and out the other, right?
Right.
It takes practice and it takes time. And, I think that I know that sometimes I tell myself that I was born like this, but there are moments where life in itself has pushed me away from it, right? And I think even back talking to our own journeys where you were here, New York was like, nah, and you went back home. What was that time for you? I don't think we really delved into that. Like, what were you
I first
exploring
started
within
off
yourself?
as a pizza delivery driver, and
Where? Which one?
It was Mark's Pizzeria, treat you like family.
I
Mark's
don't know
Pizzeria.
why I thought like Little Caesars.
No, they were across the way.
I love Little Caesars.
No, and that's when I started getting out of
Damn, I
like
want
just like
pizza
listening
now.
to like pop music, and I started getting into more like noise and metal and industrial because I was really fucking angry.
Yeah.
And I was just like blasting the most obnoxious music in my
Yeah.
car as I was driving around, like being like and then I started to like get like as things started to open back up. One of the first communities I found was in like drag communities, because I was like, I have this bigger, better version of myself. I want to perform. I want to express things. I want to do all these things, and like that was the original vehicle for like what Baby Slade was.
I love it.
And so they like taught me a lot about makeup and costuming and everything, and also just like community and like again like what is real is like again the people around you, then the people who are enjoying your performance, and and I just like I took and I still carry that with me, and I certainly have a lot of drag artists who are like I want to perform your music, and like I think that's because of that history where it's like I know what a performance is, like I know what I like to perform, and like I put that into the music.
Yeah. And I will say, audience, one of the things that I love so much about Slade was I asked Slade to send me some of their favorite tracks. Slade only sent me their friends.
Yes.
And we're going to take a quick break because I don't know why I'm feeling emotional. Like I want to cry because I just like this makes me so happy. So we're going to play some of their songs. Yeah. So the first one we're going to play is Run by Harley
Ware. I don't actually know how to pronounce her last name, but that is one of my like the coolest people I know who works at the Wiggle Room, and they're like, this is I don't know if this song specifically is a part of it, but they're like doing this whole like big rock opera experience situation.
I love that.
And it's like,
and we need to have them on.
Yeah, I know.
I need
they're
to have
truly,
all of them on. I'm so excited.
They're like a celebrity to me, and I think they're so cool and so talented and just beautiful, gorgeous, amazing person. Yeah. And I just really wanted. I was like, not enough people know their music, and I wanted to just like, I want more people to hear it.
Well, this is Run by Harley Ware.
You're the apple of a near-sighted eye, hard to grapple with his need to be right. Hold your own and you dine on his lies. Repeated tones, words that he likes.
love that. Yes.
Hello, we are back.
We're back.
So this is going to be a little exercise because I know that you and I talked about this back in January. I am a person who wants to be in the performance space. Mm-hmm. I'm so timid. I literally told you I took a heels class and I felt shame.
Me too. Listen, that's why we put on a big outfit and I created like this like superhero version of myself that's like version of myself that I wanted to be, and then I just try to embody that. I feel like you have to think, okay, like what is this person that I would ideally like to be, and like work every single day to like step into that, you know? And once you're in front of an audience, like you owe it all to that. You can't be timid, you can't be afraid. You literally like you owe it to them to be the biggest, best version of yourself every single time. Yeah,
I think for me it's like I see that version of me.
Yes.
But I don't know how to. So I guess this is hard for me even to speak about. It's more in the sense of I see the vision and I just don't know what experiences, or I'm the type of person where like I need to experience it to know then how to get out of it. Mm-hmm. For you and the character and the world you're building, what were those like incremental steps or experience? You said drag, right? Yeah. That's one. I guess
theater,
if you're, like I haven't like, right. I'm a person who's never been in that space. I wasn't allowed to be, right. I was supposed to be, I'm a STEM major, right?
Right.
Like,
and they didn't want me in theater either. They like go behind the piano.
Yeah. But for me, creativity was something that was only supposed to be behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. So that's that version of me that comes out behind closed doors. But I want to be a dancer, right? I know that for a fact. And I think for me, then it's like, if you're talking to me like I'm a person coming to you being like, what are the steps? Like, what are some questions you'd ask me? Now flip it. You're the interviewer.
Yes. Well, the first knee-jerk reaction is just that if you want to be good at something, you have to do it every single day. You have to do it every single day. And performance and being in front of the audience is one of the hardest things to practice because you have to perform and be in front of an audience. I've done like a number of performances at this point, and every single one, I feel like I'm learning from the last thing I did and being like, okay, this worked, this didn't work. Like, how do we get closer and closer to something that feels like me? So it's not like immediately the first thing that you're going to do is going to be the best version. Hopefully it's going to be the worst version of you because it's only going to go up from there.
I think I'm going to cry.
But it's
like one of those things where I'm like, I have gone through a series of years of experimenting to get to this version, right? So now I'm like, you want more? But that's the whole point of life, right? Yeah. It's like the more versions of you are coming out as you experience this and more parts of you become discovered. Yeah. I honestly think now that I'm even having this conversation with you, more ideas are coming in. There's a fear behind it, right? There's such a vulnerability that you talked about of allowing people to see this, but also be perceived in it. Like,
yes,
it's like
that scare me.
I'm screaming. That's gonna hurt. But it's this idea of like, am I doing it right? But there's no definition of like doing it right. How did you get yourself out of that mind space or head space?
I put spikes on my head.
See, but that's bold as fuck. I'm over here being like, I can't dance in heels.
Listen, the people who are coming to live performances at this point don't care about something being fucking, I mean, you know, we like to see a polished product, but they also want to see something real and visceral and something that's right in front of them. They like, a lot of people, you could sit at home and scroll all day, but if they're leaving their beds to go to see your performance, they just want to see something that they can't do. They want to see something, anything. They literally just want to see anything that's real at this point.
I don't know if you can see my face, but I'm thinking hard right now. And I'm like, thinking hard.
They're already on your side because it's like they could sit down and listen to some Zumo music all day long. You just have like a feed of like some mid-ass blahs, nothing. But they like, no, I'm going to go to this bar and check out this artist that I never heard of and try to see something new and real.
Yeah. I think as I'm thinking about it and I'm hearing you, one of the things is it has to move through me, and that process is heavy, bro.
Yeah.
I already just went through some heavy shit. You gotta tell me I gotta go back again? I'm like, oh my God, there's more.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Especially in the process of like making a song too. I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, you gotta be in touch with your body and your emotions and all those things to have it like come out of you. But like, yeah, there's a lot of ways to put together a performance and an event. You can think about like who you want to be there, how you want them to feel. But at the end of the day, like, it is your work and your legacy, and it's like, what is it that you want to communicate? And it will, if you're communicating something real, it'll find the right people.
I'm gonna just stop right there because my heart hurts about having to go. It's something that's, again, it's needed, right? But I think it opens a can of worms. Like, you know, this idea of a legacy, right? It's like, and I'm this type of person when there's so many parts of me that I am now expressing through so many things, and this performance piece is my core.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy fuck, that's a lot, actually. Let's table that for now.
Yeah.
But speaking about Beg For Me.
Oh, speaking of Beg For Me.
So talk to us about your newest track that you just released. Was it Sunday? Saturday?
Yes, it came out on the Lord's Day. Yes, when we're all on our knees. Yes. So this is the new song, Beg For Me. This is a song that I've been working on. Oh, careful with that. There's
I spilled water.
It's a song that has gone through a lot of iterations, and like even before I wrote Scare Me is the first thing I wrote like start to finish, but like I'd already started working on Beg For Me. I'd already like started bits of the production, already had the hook in my head, and it's been like kind of a song that has taken a long time for me to figure out like what the story is and what it means to me. And I think it's something like in terms of listening to my music, I ideally want the audience to listen to it the same way that I do, which is like I'm just like with my hood up and my earbuds like really in deep, and I'm just like in my own world and like music as like loud as possible. And this is like a song I want like to be like playing as loud as possible. There's so many times that I feel weak or like I don't know like how to go through my day or like how to tackle a new hurdle, and like this is one of the songs that just like it gives me strength and it reminds me that I don't know, like I have this power within me. It's had a lot of stories that like have been sort of baked into it at this point, but at the end of the day, it's about like knowing that you have this strong person inside of you and like finding a way to let it out.
It's amazing, and I feel that when I listen to it.
Yes.
Like that's what I'm saying. Your music is so visceral in the best fucking way possible. Like it's one of those where I'm like, it feels good to be seen by you. You know, it feels good because you have such a beautiful energy about you where it's not a mask per se because you're always good, right? You always you had to learn how to take care of yourself and pick yourself back up. But for you to be able to channel that part of you through music so others can feel seen, but also be held by you is admirable and is things that I appreciate so much about artists, right? That's the space that we're holding for people, right? While it's so great for us to get that release out and to do it, I want to make sure that what you're going through, I'm holding your hand as you're doing that. Yeah. And that's how I felt listening to this. So it was very beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm really excited to play it. So this is Beg For Me by Slade.
Yes.
She's more than just a good girl, she's the best, she puts it all on stage. What's in her head, what's in her head, what's in her head, what's in her head? You see what's in her head. She grips your outreaching hand and locks the cuff and she says, you on your knees, I need you, please. You know I just won't move until I see you beg for me. My eyes are guilty, internal ecstasy, but I just cannot break until I hear you beg for me. Screaming in pleasure, and still it's not enough. With pain to fight and prove to her that you like your life. What's in her head, what's in her head, what's in her head, what's in her mind? You should see what's in her mind. Pull her hair in close and picture her as she cries.
I literally, when you sent me your pictures, I was like, this is fucking hot. Hot. How do you get the creative direction for these shots? Like, I know we talked about your body, right? But how did you get the color? Like, are you captured? Is it pretty goddamn well?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's. I've thought about like a lot about like what I want my image to be, and this was like such a classic Slade sounding track, and I kind of wanted to solidify like what a classic Slade look was.
Yeah,
in it.
love
So
it.
I was like, I went with like the classic coat, the classic makeup, the classic spikes on the head. I'm always like trying something out different, but this one I was like, at least for this moment, I want that captured for posterity. And I like, again, I don't have a fucking team. I set up some like sheets in my bedroom and
We need to
ring
get you a
light
team stat.
I know, and I just like tried to take a bunch of different photos because I was like, well, the song has to go out at this point, so we need some cover art.
Yeah.
And I tried a lot of different things. This one was like honestly a reference to The Fame Monster by Lady Gaga, where she's like also kind of like hiding behind her going away. But it's like I'm starting to poke out, and then like the colors are, you know, I'm sort
Very
of like,
great color scheme,
Thank
like very
you.
unique colors too. I'm like, damn. You know what's funny? I'm just gonna say this real quick. I love color or assigning colors to chakras, or there's colors associated with chakras that are being expressed, and the fact that the green is coming out is your heart, and the red around you is stability, foundation.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like the red is like my scary, unstable world that I'm often in.
Well,
and
it's
then,
your
like,
heart coming through to
there you
ground
go.
all of it. So it's just something to know.
There you go.
And so I guess going now into the lovely business world of being an independent artist, you just released this track. And I know that it's a team of one.
Yeah.
How do you kind of go about balancing the creative side of you, but then the operational, well, this now needs to be heard? Like,
You're right.
how are you thinking of it? Or in the past of the other songs, what is something you want to do different now with this one?
Well, I want to be better about releasing more music. I definitely want this song heard, but I was also like,
But you have another one that's coming up soon.
I have a couple. I just did a showcase of a bunch of new songs, and like those, it's like I was just going through all my texts and DMs being like, those need to come out right now.
Yes.
So it's like I do want the song heard. I feel like a lot of people right now go for like having like a certain song pop off or whatever. And it's like that is wonderful and exciting, but like what really sustains a career, I think, is like having the personality and the person themselves like be the biggest thing that blows up what at all. Like having
They want to listen to you because they connect to you.
Yes. Like having some like an idea, a concept that like you can stand behind and relate to. So like
Stand on business.
yeah, the music it comes and it goes. There's songs there are so many songs that I think are going to be great, but like through all of like the ups and downs of a music career, if like your fans, I guess, or people can like resonate with you and your journey and your message, like that's what's going to sustain a career, I think.
And so how do you handle quality versus quantity or doubling down on a specific one? Like, how is there one where you kind of then tell yourself, this is the one that I kind of want to push and put more behind in terms of promoting? Or are you more so at a stage right now where you're more so getting the rhythm down of releasing and producing and creating?
It's like I always have these like I call them wine and share and tell, show and tell nights.
Okay, yeah, that was so cute.
Where it's like I just have like a
Tell
couple
us about
friends,
that.
and I like will just be like, okay, let's have some wine and like let's share what we're working on.
They're so
and
cute.
like it could be finished or not finished, or maybe we're just like scared to show it, but like let's just like have a little check-in about like how we're doing as artists. And every single song that I put out, it's like a different person has been like, oh, this one resonates with me, or this one resonates with me. So honestly, a lot of times I'm like, I don't even know if I like this song anymore, or I don't even know if I want to keep working on it. But then I remember it's like, oh, this person, like they said it resonated with them, and they like it gave them strength. I'm like, in my head every single time, I'm like, I'm putting this song out for that person in a way, because it's like I know if one person likes it, another person, like many more will probably.
You focus on the actual listener, your audience, your fan, the community that you are speaking to.
Right.
And getting to know them in such an intimate setting, even if these are your friends. There's parts of friendships that we don't tell everybody about.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
You can tell when somebody likes something, and you can tell when somebody's like,
Bullshit.
don't quit your day job. Like, good job, you're making music.
It's okay to keep your day job.
And this song
Man,
even-
no, some of those are just straight up haters. I don't even listen to
Yeah.
them.
So this song, I love this song. I love this song. It's also like a song I've been working on for like 2 years or something at this point. And it's like,
How do you stay committed to going back to it? Or how do you even know that some of the things that you collect in this process are meant for that, right? I find that it's such a puzzle to me that I don't know until it's done. Like I created a set of tracks and I was like, how the fuck did that happen?
Right. Well, I was doing, being somebody who is really self-sufficient and wears crazy outfits and also is easy to work with and likes maybe a free substance. I got like pulled into a lot of events and like performing and doing a bunch of things that I feel like took me away from music and away from things that were real. And like, I really wanted to finish up this track and get it out because it was in a way like where it started and like the core message of like what Slade is.
Yeah. And how would you describe that for people? Right?
How would I describe it is like, it's like intense, it's visceral, and it's like honestly finding a way to be your own superhero and your own savior.
Who was your favorite childhood hero, superhero? Or character that you kind of referenced?
I really did, I really loved Peter Pan when I was growing up, and I liked the idea of like running away to some magical land where I could constantly have adventures and never grow old,
I love that. Mine was Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, Deviana, cunt. I love that.
Being like, again, it's so funny thinking about how much she fell into a victim, but then she was the one that saved herself and everybody. So I'm like, the childhood was telling us clues this whole time. I love that. And so, well, we are close. We have 30 minutes left, and I want to be able to play some more of your friend's lovely tracks.
Yes.
Number one track I want to talk about. I'm obsessed with the no talking on the dance floor.
Oh my gosh, that song is kind.
It really is. So tell us, it's by, is it
Tashev.
Tashev.
Yeah, who was actually the main DJ for Joie d'Amour. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I know, he's awesome. He was just nominated for the Glam Awards for like best DJ in the city.
What is Glam Awards?
I don't know. I don't. It's a nightlife award.
Congratulations.
They like award like nightlife people for like events and DJs, performers. I know he was nominated for that one, so congratulations to Tashev. But also like he, just somebody I also connected with because he was also a classical musician.
Yeah.
He also there was a lot about his story that
We'll have to have him on next.
I know, he's really cool. He's booked and busy, constantly grinding. Yesterday's prize is not today's prize.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know he just put out a version of this song with Colette, who's also an incredible rising artist. But yeah, this song really speaks to me because I also agree that we should not have talking on the dance floor.
Period.
I like to get lost in music. I like to dance like a crazy person in the middle of the dance floor. And I don't need your phone. I don't need your conversation.
We never told people how we met. How do at Earthly Delights?
Oh yes!
You were literally dancing on the dance floor.
Yes, you
Now,
were the DJ, and I was just like, I literally just went with my friend Vera. I was just like, let's.
And that was my first ever time DJing.
Yes.
And I remember I was like, I just fucked heavy with your style.
Yeah.
And I also, it was like, you had this energy where it's like, you were inviting, but you were so self-assured.
Yeah.
And I think at that time, where I was currently at in my life, it was like, July of last year? Oh my God, it was July of last year. July of last year, where I was really coming out of like hermit mode, and I was finally being like, if I really want to be in music, I have to perform and I have to go to open
you gotta
decks.
make music.
I have to make music, and rather than being in my bedroom, no one's gonna hear me in my bedroom.
Right.
And so I went to Earthly Delights. R.I.P. was a beautiful place.
It was great. Oh
All
my
these
gosh.
places died. Speaking of dying, well, let's talk about nightlife. How do you believe your event series or your performance work is? What gap do you feel like it's filling, or is it operating in its own world?
Okay, that's a lot of questions. I feel like I see a lot of these artists debuts, and no, this is like no shade to DJs. I love DJs. I think you can really play that thing like a fucking instrument. I think you can craft an incredible night. I think there's also a lot of people who DJ because it's like easy to like at least get started and pick up, and easy to build clout and not actually have much of an artistic vision and just be like looking cool. And
We gotta clip that part. I mean, because period, it's just an ego inflation for them.
yeah, and it's like, okay, you can like stream one song into the next one. You got your like one transition. Yeah, good job, girl. Like, no, there really are like
They had the
incredible
beat sync on.
But like,
it's
I'll go to
amazing.
see
We
like
need
a
to
new
do this.
artist, and like they even have like the music, and then it's like okay, well now it's just like somebody who's like DJing, and it's like they're not even playing their music or like. And I'm like, I don't see like a lot of like creative vision behind it. I like to do things the hard way, I guess. So it's like, I'm gonna debut my music. You're going to get a whole immersive narrative experience where you go room to room with custom outfits and like all these underground artists that you never heard of but who are amazing. And I want to give you like a complete like experience and a reason to come out. You know,
Yeah.
I don't like it might be good,
And
it might
then
be
we
bad, but you're
dance.
never gonna fucking forget it.
Exactly.
And then dance in
And then
between them
we
all.
dance
Yeah,
in
to the best
between.
fucking.
That is
DJ
where
ever.
nightlife should be going, right?
Yeah.
It's these immersive experiences
Yeah.
where we're actually connecting with not just the person producing it, but
Yeah.
other people around who are experiencing it.
Yeah, and it all like informs the music and the things that are around me that shape the way I make music and the way I make
Yeah.
art. So yeah, no shade to DJs, but I was just like I feel like we have enough of that going on, and it's not even my forte. So
Yeah.
let me stay in my lane of theatrical pop spectacle.
I love it. Diva up. Other divas are down. All right, well, let's play No Talking on the Dance Floor.
Yes.
Hey, there's a lot I've been going through. I wanna go out. Where's the club that you're going to? Show up late, I'll roll up alone. I'll wait in line, I don't mind the cold. Show up, tear up the dance floor, leave every weekend, the same routine. Stand on the dance floor to talk and vape. Can't you see that you're in my way? Talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. Shut the fuck up. You're talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. It's not that kind of club. Watch me on the dance floor. You watch me on the dance floor. You watch me on the dance floor. Back the fuck up. Show up, tear up the dance floor, leave. For once, can someone not want something from me? Hey. I don't wanna kiss and I don't wanna touch. Listen, Alejandro, I'm not here to fuck. You make too much noise, take up too much space. I try to bite my tongue, but get out of my way. No talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. Shut the fuck up, you're talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. No talking on the dance floor. It's not that kind of club.
That song is such a banger.
It really
I'm
is.
like,
I loved it.
I've done a couple events
When
with
I've had-
Tasha at this
yeah.
point, and I'm like, are we gonna go no talking on the dance floor? And we don't always because he plays a lot of great music. It's always a great time dancing to Tasha. But I'm like, when's the Tasha solos that happen?
Yes. Yeah, no, we're almost done. So we're about to wrap up. We have almost 15 minutes left. When you first said like I could talk for 2 hours, I was like, ain't no way we're gonna be talking for 2 hours. But here we are with
I'm a
15.
professional yapper.
I love it. Add that to the resume.
Yes.
Add it to the resume. So, Nikhil.
So I was thinking about an analogy of what you said earlier.
Yeah, let's hear. So one quick thing, right? I do want to introduce Nikhil. He's a producer of SOB Radio. This is his first episode.
Yes.
Everybody come say hello.
Hi.
He's killing it. He is killing it. So you had an amazing analogy when we were talking about DJs, artists, and kind of the relation to cars, which you're amazing. Tell us. We got to hear about this.
So it's almost like there's like two kinds of
Right into the mic.
Yes.
there's two kinds of skills out there. Like the kind of when it comes to DJing, it's a lot of motor skills and a lot more of like how can you achieve a specific result that people want, as opposed to whereas there's not as much room for creative expression because you are limited by the tracks that you can choose and the tracks that exist, whereas music production is much more of an open creative space that's a lot more introverted, a lot more time alone. And I'm really into cars, and there's like an analogy that I was thinking about where building cars is kind of like the music production, and driving, the skill of driving cars is almost like the DJing.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is on the flip side, in that world, the driving skill aspect is definitely significantly more niche compared to the creative expression of creating cars. And this is interesting to see for monetary reasons. But in this kind of space, when everyone's given like a level playing field, it does feel like people go into DJing more, and music production kind of takes a back seat. And I find that a little quite interesting about, there's like these skills out there that are full of like creative expression, and there's other skills out there that are full of like almost trying to achieve, people are competing to achieve a specific result.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's it. That's right there. Mic drop. That was amazing. And no, I agree. And I think, as a DJ, and I think having created my own music, for me, what I have found is it's a stepping stone to allowing yourself to feel what kind of, understanding your style, number one, but also understanding the ensemble of a song and what parts of a song you want to hit on more.
Yeah.
I think for me, I focus so much on when I create music, on the chorus and the melody aspect, and like capturing the energy and emotion behind that, and then building the elements around the song to capture that through the kicks, through the build up, through any of that. But for me, it was the creative expression more so comes from the edits that I find on SoundCloud as a DJ, right? Sure, everyone can play a Britney Spears song, or Toxic by Britney Spears, but why did you pick that specific edit? And most importantly, how do you transition that I love doing vocal transitions. So whenever I do the vocal transitions, I'm creating a whole nother track right there. Yes. I'm creating two different songs that you didn't think could come together. But you're right. I feel like a lot of times people get stuck there. And I find that what I'm enjoying a lot more is seeing a lot more of these DJs reaching and creating edits, at least as that first foray, right, into music production.
It's almost like creating stems ahead of time before you actually come and DJ. Actually, like that leads me into like, then there's some of those cracked people that almost do like real-time production where they have Ableton up and they're just in real time mashing up songs because they just understand music so well. And that's like combining the two worlds in a way that's like very hard to the point where almost no one can do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think especially like for me, understanding your background, right? As a pianist, like you have that music theory and you have the understanding of how to arrange a song, whereas a lot of DJs come to it because they have an ear and they just don't know how to define that ear quite yet until they go into creating sets for themselves and then understanding what elements of a song they want to pull or focus on when they create their own music. I think a lot of times though, I think that hesitation comes because people get comfortable, right? And they also want to go where the money is or where the clout is. And at that rate, you're right, we have too many DJs. But I think everybody should learn the skill of DJing, right? We got to get you on that wall.
I know I'm learning. It's already like shaping the way that I make music. But at the end of the day, it's like
you do what you need to do.
I'm a singer-songwriter. I do songs that you can sit down at just a piano and then play it, and it'll be just as good.
That's an amazing, beautiful skill and talent to have.
But yeah, DJs who are real good, those are wonderful. That is a whole skill set I will need to work on.
And or how to curate it into your own, right? I think that this is where my creative thinking comes in, of just like, someone was telling me the other day how they enjoy being able to hear their music being played in a set.
Yeah.
You know, it's a beautiful feeling to not only have that person acknowledge it, but also to hear how they're hearing it and what songs they're using to therefore transition it in or bring it out of.
And see also like the audience reaction to it. Like a big part of being a good DJ is being able to read a room and connect with an audience and
very
like
much.
flow energetically with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. We're all performers at the end of the day.
Very much so.
So we're about to wrap up, but before we play the last few tracks from your lovely, lovely friends, where can they find you?
You can find me on all places where music is available as Slade. And you can find me on Instagram, which I was forced to make, at Sladist. So it's SLAD, the number 3, IST. Because, you know, I am a little bit of a sadomasochist when it comes to emotions and the creative process.
If it doesn't hurt, it's not real.
Yes, it's true. It's like, I think I slayed. It's also like, Slade.
I cried throughout the process of making it, but that's why it hits.
There you go.
Amazing. Well, standing on business isn't about being seen doing the most. It's about being rooted in something that's real enough where everything else that you do reflects on it. And Slade, I believe you are one of the best examples of this. And it's been such a pleasure to have you on SOB Radio, your soundtrack to Standing on Business. We're going to close out with some of your friends' tracks, and we'll make sure to include them on the closing notes and credits as well. Shout out to everyone who's influenced you. Shout out to you being on here influencing me, because I'm going to be in my performer bag.
Yes, and if you like these songs, a lot of them have performed at my events, so, you know, you can come out and hear some of your newest favorite artists next time.
I know. Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much. This was SOB Radio. I am your host, Too Many Moves. And trust and believe, Manny has too many moves. She needs a fucking nap at this point, but we'll get the nap after these tracks, and I will catch you 2 Mondays from now, and we'll have another guest on, but we'll see from there. All right. See you guys.
We met in a different world, a different place. A memory, but just a dream. You said no one understood the way you got me. Never thought I'd see you again, see your face. Connection natural as the freshest fruit. Interaction became lost without me. No closure means no you and me.